Say hello, everybody.
Hello,
Hello,
everybody.
hello.
Hello, everybody.
Wait, why do I have Caligar in Azrael's place?
Oh.
No.
Usurper, I have
What?
claimed the throne.
It's fixed! Ah!
Hey, Caligar's DMing today. What are we playing, GM?
All right, so we got stuff and things to go through.
Stuff and things,
Starting with
things and
Frank.
stuff. Yep, Frank's
How's
got...
Alvin doing? We need an Alvin update, first of all.
Aha!
I don't know if you can see him
Our man
Is that-
has arrived.
right here.
So... User failed. Wait.
To be honest, I expected a beard.
Can
grow a
you see
beard.
that all? I think if I tried, I
Well,
probably could.
not at least today, because I just shaved.
Shavings for suckers.
Shavings for
Yeah.
people with jobs.
Oh, fuck that.
Wait, I have a job.
Time for you to shave.
Well, I did. I lined it up real nice today. Does that count?
Yeah, that's about all I did. Was I just did a little bit on my cheek, and then I got rid of the slow patch because it doesn't grow in very well.
I put mustache wax on, but you can't tell. It's coming in slowly.
It looks
Do you
great.
get to go for like the twirls?
Yeah.
Actually,
If I
One of
had
my,
enough wax, I could.
the best guy I ever worked for grew his mustache out long enough that he could like get the wax and like curl the ends. It was
Well,
glorious.
that's all of my uncles. They just do that for the swag, for the vibe, you know. I could play a dwarf.
All right, Frank's got some sponsors, or Tobias, or Dan's Guild, or whatever you want to go by today.
Sure. Monument Studios is still running a giant sale over on their website, monumentstudios.net. For example, you can pick up the Fantasy Complete Trilogy, Fantasy 1, 2, and 3, for 50% off through the end of the year. This includes Hollywood-level scores, immersive environments, different scenes, and lots of all of those and more. Head over to Monument Studios for the sale. Next is Last Bastion Studios. They're excited to bring you the legendary world of Ultraman. They've teamed up with Subaraya Productions for an officially licensed first wave 3-inch chibi soft vinyl toys. With your help, they can bring this line of awesome heroes, kaijus, and aliens to life. LastBastionStudio.com. And with a returning sponsor, the men's performance lingerie brand, Dice Bags. Dice Bags is the first to break into the underserved men's roleplay market. They offer satin-lined boxers and briefs for those cozy little weekly sessions, or moisture-wicking boxer briefs for the edge-of-your-seat dragon lair raids. With a new year comes a new NPC's underwear calendar. Vermeil's father shows up in the month of May in a leafy green briefs, pruning his garden in the Feywild. The Emperor graces September with a bright, shiny gold Speedo in his personal study posing for a painter. Or Aymar the Fence wearing a sultry black leather boxer skulking in a back alleyway in Middenheim. Lastly, with a bonus month of January 2026, is Cardinal Ratnarani in full armor looking at the camera saying, "What are you guys doing? This is weird." NPC calendar out soon.
And we have a new face on camera tonight. Everybody, you can now see Bertrand, played by Unforeseen Hunter.
Bird Boy is here.
I love
I don't
it.
know if I can take him seriously with this.
I love it, personally.
If he starts doing the voice, I think I'll die.
Oh.
Okay, we do need an example now of the voice, so come on, chop chop.
I am King Bertrand, King of the Owls.
Yep, worth it. Worth it. Years in the making.
Love it.
Welcome to the Cam Gang.
I don't know how long this is going to last because I'm slightly getting a headache from the mask.
I believe it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So actually, Fox, before you step off, I'm gonna do my thing first. Instead of
Okay.
doing it at the end of the stream. Just the shout outs that we're getting from the content creators that I'm connecting with on TikTok. This week we're doing it for Grimstone Gaming. They stream directly to YouTube. The username there is Grimstone Gaming Group. They will also be alternating programming after the new year. Every other Tuesday, they host a show called Tabletop Turntable. That's a mouthful. Where they spin different TTRPG tracks with a rotating cast of players and game masters. They just started their third track, which is a 5-session exploration of Wanderhome. They've had to put their flagship campaign on the back burner as they got the channel started, but will be returning it to it in earnest in January. And that campaign is called Essentia. It's a homebrew D&D campaign that follows the adventures of Odessa, Demetra, and Vigo, where a cosmic event has led to the appearance of a new megacontinent in the Celestial Sea, and the three adventurers are on a diplomatic mission to Alderaan, to make connections with the people of this new land, as those connections may prove the key to surviving whatever is stirring below the surface. They also run a monthly community game series called Once Upon a One Shot, where anyone in their Discord can submit a call to adventure to run a game in any system they like, and anyone in their Discord can volunteer to play, which I think is a really cool idea. And with that being said, Fox, if you can give us a rundown of what happened last time. Was that 2 weeks ago now?
Yes. Are you sure? Anybody else got anything they want to add in?
It was definitely a bomb. I'm just going to throw that out there.
What? Okay, moving on. Last week, what did we do? Oh, last week we fought that big demon, didn't we? Big little Slaanesh demon. Started off with a couple of exciting sanity checks that we all passed. Definitely not what Richter had planned. It tried to get us with his sexy aura. What? Okay. And let's see. Oh, there was an iconic moment where Tobias, with his genius level thinking playing 4D chess, decided to trap the demon with a house of cards and gave it cover, but also restricted his movement a little bit, which I think, helped. So, creative usage. Feel like that deserved inspiration. Let's see. Oh, and then he got charmed by the sexy monster, so he put it in a house and then got charmed by it. Maybe he has a thing for houses. I don't know. Let's see. Oh, and then Zeke decided to hop on the pain train, cast sickening radiance around it, so trapped in a house while being nuclearly irradiated. Say that 3 times fast. And as always, there was Create Bonfire cast at least once in the session. Ooh, and then Caligar decided to switch allegiances, and also drop like a. Well, I tried to cast a spell on him to try and help him, to knock him out, but then he decided he would rather silvery barbs it and then heal the enemy demon, which, like, okay, I see how our friendship is going. What else? Caligar managed to snap out of it after Tobias shot him. Which, like, guys, pick a side, pick a struggle. And then, Heartrender was there too. And he was being helpful, and then he decided to be a little dick and run away after his part of the job was done. He threw a knife in the portal, and then he bammed out of there. So I guess we'll be seeing him again at some point. Caligar got charmed again, buddy. And then he died. Oh god. Caligar went unconscious. Bertrand consistently hacking away at this demon. Finally decided to crit smite and finish all of our collective misery. But that left us with a little unknown dagger in a portal that we're not really sure where it leads to and what the hell we're gonna do with it, and it's ominously blinking. I guess we'll have to find out today.
I'm telling you, it's a bomb.
Oh, that's a bomb. Okay.
Yeah, but how would you know it's a bomb?
It's blinking.
Yeah, so but we probably think it's a bomb. But how would Ezekiel, the random noble, think it's a bomb?
I was a noble. I ain't always been a noble.
Do bombs exist in Warhammer
Yes, they
Yeah.
do.
in this particular setting or year or whatever?
Oh yeah, just
Yeah, it's
typically not with blinky things, as far as I'm aware.
well, like the especially the Empire, like the dwarves have a little bit more advanced in their technology, and they still share that with the Empire. Biggest thing they share is gunpowder. So they do have explosives. They're not very predictable. Um, they also have a tank, but it's a steam tank. Um, yeah, it's exactly like it sounds. Steam powered tank.
So what I'm hearing is I could get a gun in this world.
Yeah,
As your
absolutely.
Easily.
leader.
You can
I
get
want a
like
shotgun.
you could get a repeating handgun if you wanted. Like a 3-barrel gun just goes bop 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 bop. Yeah, absolutely. It's a thing. Okay. So one of the things I did just doesn't affect anyone, but I thought it was nice to have is I changed the year. It is no longer 1015. It is actually appropriate to the timeline so that Bertrand understands of where we are. I think he's the only one that would actually know. Okay, so yeah,
What's the
where
new year?
the new year now is 2435 by the
Okay.
imperial calendar. The IC is an important part because everyone has their own different calendar. All right, so yeah, you guys.
What's the key to bring up the calendar?
I don't fucking know. Go into the game settings and module settings and the calendar settings.
Yeah, it's that little icon top right. Configure settings, and you go to simple calendar. You'll find it.
Okay, so the thing is dead.
Yes,
Yeah,
the
no,
demon is dead.
here we
There
go.
Is
is a
Caligar dead? Or unconscious?
no. You guys did some healing right before we finished.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm
And
not dead. I'm on 18.
and
And-
I never
Oh,
saw Heartrender bamf out because I was on the stairs.
Yeah, because he
So-
bamfed out somewhere over there.
Yeah,
I
you wouldn't
don't
have seen
think I would have consciously been aware of it. I think the only ones who actually saw it were Cardinal and Ezekiel.
Yes.
All right, I'm gonna rush into the room and look for Heartrender.
roll perception. Um, as you run in and you see the like boxes and crates that are flanking the portal. They're really obscuring your view of the back, so you can't see them, but you're not sure why.
The blade that he threw, is it still flashing?
It is suspended in the air about, say, 6 to 7 feet up, right in the middle of the portal, and the red gem is flashing. And every now and then you notice that that flash is getting a little faster.
It's a fucking bomb. Let's get out of here.
All right. The demon Slaanesh demon didn't have any loot on it. I'm gonna run for the demon and try and loot it real quick, as Ezekiel says, "Run."
Okay.
That's an interesting prospect.
Run up to the body. Roll an investigation for me. So the main thing you notice when you come up to it is that it's starting to dissolve, and it's not so much like it's melting into the stonework underneath. It's more like the flesh and bone is dissolving into nothing, and just kind of like skitters across the ground. Like the description I think I gave last time was, it's like fat on a hot skittle. You throw it down and it like just skitters and bubbles around, and then slowly evaporates and disappears.
So the items are disappearing as well.
Didn't have any items. It had
Or
claws
it
that
had-
were it had claws that were
Okay.
attached to its body.
Got it. All right.
Can I do a quick look over at the dagger just to try and see if there's runes, anything on it that can give us some knowledge?
Roll a perception.
Quick glance, not super detailed.
Yeah.
18.
So there's no runes or anything. It's just the ruby on the end that's flashing. But you do notice that the portal is starting to shrink in size. When the dagger first went in, it was about 15 to 16 feet long, roughly the size of the demon, and now it's about half of that. So it's closing at a fairly decent rate.
Is it giving indication that we are in danger? Is there heat? Is there displacement of air? Is there something? Just the flashing ruby?
Nothing stands out to you. It's just flashing, and the rift is closing.
I don't know if
Okay.
it's gonna explode.
Can I
or
reach
maybe
up
we could wait.
and sorry. Continue. Sorry.
Oh, I was just gonna say maybe we could wait and see if we can get the dagger out afterwards.
I was going to reach up to touch the dagger and then cast a identify on it as like an actual spell, not the ritual version.
Okay. Just trying to think how far up can you reach? Because if you think like you're how tall?
I think it's like 4'8". So I guess I wrote myself as a tall dwarf.
I let him stand on my shoulders.
No, you are 4 foot nothing.
Oh, I'm 4 foot nothing. Okay, then I'm 4 foot.
So then, yeah, you can't reach it. It's like just out of your reach.
I let
Here,
him stand
Calgar.
on my shoulders.
I'm trying to hook it with my hammer.
I lift him up.
And you lift me up.
All right, so we got one person
I'm
saying they're
strong.
picking up the dwarf. One of them saying they're gonna put him on his shoulders. And how's the dwarf reacting to that?
I'm like me right now. I'm laughing at the situation and also like trying to see which one of them can pick me up.
I'm just picturing Calgary looking around, going, "Uppies, uppies."
That's
All right,
short people.
so who's picking him up?
Me.
I will
Alright.
assist. I
You
will
want to just do
provide
them
the
both
help
with
action.
advantage, or what do you
Thank
want to do?
you.
Okay. Give me an athletics with advantage then.
Sounds about right. Sounds about right.
He's a heavy fucker.
I am also bleeding out.
You are bleeding, yes, and he is also encased in steel. So you're able to get him up. Like he's able to like.
I fly to Calgar, lift him up, and put him to the dagger.
All right, roll
The
athletics.
best part is that you just have to come over and pick me up like a foot.
Okay. So you get him. You pick him up, and you're able to get him up high enough that he reaches out. Um, and you get your hand on the dagger, and so then you cast identify.
Yeah, I'm gonna cast identify because
Okay.
I'm trying to. I want to figure out whatever I can about it.
So basically, what you find out is the dagger itself is a vicious dagger, and then the gem at the hilt of it. Best way you can describe it is that it is a gem of sealing or closure, however you want to phrase it.
Okay. And nothing about it suggests that it may just detonate or something violent.
You're not getting a sense of anything really dangerous about it.
Okay.
I
Is
was
it a
wrong.
one-time use?
Good question.
Is it a one-time use?
Yep.
I will turn around at Bertrand, or look up at Bertrand, I suppose, and just be, all right, get me down.
I drop him.
I land gracefully like a gazelle.
Okay.
Do you
By the
though?
time,
Do you?
I doubt it.
by the time you land, the gem's flashing at a very rapid pace now. I can't make it flash any faster on Boundary. Um, and the rift itself is down to about a fist. And you just sit there and you kind of watch from one as that rift finally closes around the dagger. And the light changes from like that flash to like just steady intensity, and that brightness increases and increases. Then there's a flash. The gem loses all of its color, but
I'm on the stairwell.
Yeah, I'm keeping an eye up the stairs for anyone coming down the stairs.
I don't
I am
like
taking
butts
cover.
of that
Alright.
kind.
The way that this
So
butt got thrown in there
I would
was
like Calgar, Ezekiel, and Cardinal to roll a dexterity save for me.
Gosh darn
I
it.
said I took cover. I took cover, at least behind a pillar.
Okay. I want you to roll a dexterity save for me.
Okay.
I
I'm about to
told you.
bye bye. I'm about to get
If I
yeeted towards
die
the
because
tiny
of
room.
this,
Nobody stopped you from moving.
God
Great
darn it.
rolls tonight.
Thank
Woo!
you. I'm trying
Nice.
really hard.
Okay.
And
So
that's how the DM TPK'd without using minions.
I'm not that much of a dick. Um,
We
okay,
get sealed
so
inside as well.
the like I said, the gem flashes that last bit of intensity. All of the color from the gem disappears, and there's a sudden tremor that shakes like from the portal, goes down through the ground, and the three of you that are standing at that same level, the ground is shaking so intensely that you all lose your footing. You all fall to the ground, so you're all prone.
Prone, okay. That's not that bad.
And the shaking increases in intensity. Like you're just trying to get up, but it's you can't ever get that ready footing. Then you hear the sound of stone cracking violently,
Oh, this bitch gonna collapse.
and even from the position you're at, you notice there's a rent appears in the ground behind the portal, and just jagged and crisscrosses the ground across the ground as it races to the wall
I need to go.
and goes
I need to
up the
go
wall,
now.
and you watch this crack going, and it disappears into the
He
darkness beyond
moved.
any of your vision. And after about 10 to 15 seconds, the trembling stops, and everything is quiet.
We need to go.
I told you. I'm gonna
It's
use
the
half my
dagger
Shout.
building.
movement to get up.
Or
And
did it
I'll
get banned?
shout. Yeah, I'll shout down to Calgar, grab the dagger.
That's what I was about to ask. See if it was there or if it got banned.
Oh, the dagger dropped to the ground,
Okay, I'm gonna pick it up.
and as you go to pick it up, you hear the sound of stone grinding, and then a very heavy weight fall, impact, dust flies everywhere, and by the time it settles, you look to where the crack was, and it seems like the crack broke the hinges of a secret door.
Okay, I'm gonna walk forward towards the new hole in the wall.
Oh, brother.
He goes through the portal and goes into the Slaanesh realm.
That
Yeah,
feels
pretty
close.
much.
Isn't it?
The portal's been closed.
Yeah,
Yeah, no,
portal's
the
gone.
portal's gone.
I'm gonna
What
make a
did you
listen for
guys
anyone coming down the
find?
stairs.
I need to pull up notes.
see.
Okay, so the door that fell, like you're looking at it, it's probably good like 6 inches of just solid rock, and behind that, um, essentially is what you would assume would be offerings that were just being stored. So you see a room that's filled with glittering gems and coins and artifacts that I assume you guys want to investigate.
Yeah, pretty
I
much.
will assist Caligar in investigating.
Okay.
Alright,
I don't hear anyone on the stairs with an 8.
There's nothing. Yeah. So what you guys find in there? Um, we got a bit of a list here for you.
with a 33, what do I find?
you find,
Go,
find
go,
everything.
go, gadget note
Everything.
taker.
So there
One of the
is
coins has a misprint on it, making it worth 10,000 gold.
Yes!
there is 2,000 gold, 7 bars of silver worth 100 gold each, 30 bars of copper worth 10 gold each, an ornately carved ebony box. Do you wish to open the box?
Uh, before we get to the box, I'm gonna just not touch it and leave it be for a
Okay.
minute.
So we'll go through the rest of the stuff. Okay.
I feel a little suspicious.
Okay. There's 12. I always get this wrong. I know I do. Amethysts?
Yeah,
Gems?
amethyst.
Amethyst?
Yeah, amethyst.
They're all etched with a mesmerizing fractal pattern. And say, Calgar, this is dwarf. You've dealt with gems enough that you'd assume they're about 250 gold each.
And that was how many?
12.
12. Well,
Don't worry,
Uh,
I got it all
and it
down.
was 120 gold each.
250.
250.
250.
250.
There are 6 moonstones that glow with a faint ethereal light. Again, the Master Dwarf says these would be worth about 500 each. Um, there is a painting that's been rolled up. If you guys want to open it and get a
Again,
feel
I'm
for
not
it. Not
I'm not
touching it yet?
touching it yet.
Okay.
Nope.
There are 4 ornate silver daggers. Their hilts inlaid with tiny opals. Just by looking at them, they're very finely crafted, but you'd assume there's nothing really magical about them. They're not that fancy. A bronze statuette. Sorry, just note down the daggers are worth about 120 each gold. A bronze statuette of a lithe dancer designed to fit in the palm of your hand, worth about 250. There are various bottles of perfume, where the bottles are made of a mixture of like crystal and gold. There's 10 of those. You find various bolts of silk and other fine garments. All told, you figure you could sell it for about 150.
And that's the perfume bottles, the rest of it too.
The perfume, you'd figure it'd be about 25 each.
Gotcha.
There is a tome. It's bound in a very supple leather, and along the spine, you see the words written "Ecstatic Insights." And then, kind of like kept off to the side, more or less close together. There are some objects that, even just by looking at them, you can tell there's some magical essence to them. There is a rod, just a stick. There is a cloak, a long sword. Um, the long sword is very finely crafted, and like the The blade is polished to like a mirror finish. The golds and kind of like a mixture of like gold and ivory through the hilt. Um, just kind of like screams like it's opulent.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, there are two chalices. Um, one is gold that's jewel encrusted. Another one seems like it's electrum, even though no one ever sees that metal anymore. And then there's a full-faced helmet that again is just it's polished to like a mirror finish.
Okay.
And that's everything.
Is there a price worth on the chalices?
Are you picking up the chalices?
I am going to first. I'm going to very clearly say, don't touch anything,
I touch
Never do
everything.
then-
except- Oh god.
I'm kidding.
and then I'm going to do a ritual detect magic.
How long does that take?
10
10
minutes.
10 minutes.
No,
We're
no,
gonna be
we
here
Let's-
for 10 minutes.
Yeah, let's get out of here before we identify it
Okay,
all.
then I'm going to scoop up.
a deception.
Oh,
That was
crap.
wrong.
How do we do
Just
this?
scoop. I say, open your big bag, and I'm gonna use my shield to scoop everything inside there without touching it. with
I'm
my
looking
bare
for
hands.
heart render while they're doing this.
Okay, yeah.
You
We're
find
just
no.
gonna start shoving.
Okay. Tobias, you find no indication that he's anywhere to be seen.
I yell out, "Where the hell did that bastard go?"
He bamped the fuck out of here when he got the chance.
He had a circlet of something or the other, teleportation magic.
It doesn't surprise me.
So if you guys are just scooping with the shield, I want someone to roll me a dexterity check
Yeah, we're doing like a
I'll do
Roomba
it.
shield system.
with
I'll do
advantage
it.
because obviously you're assisting each other.
Ability check.
Yeah, just straight dexterity.
Probably yours.
I never do anything straight. That was almost a 20, but that's 18.
Okay. So it takes you, say, maybe 5 minutes of just scooping everything, and you made sure that you're getting like every last coin in there as well.
Everything. Gotta get it all. Alright, I did a rough description on Discord. I missed one or two things, I think.
Don't worry, buddy. I got it all down.
Okay.
I'll see it later.
Get you all to roll a perception for me.
Perception.
That's
Somebody's
still not
doing good.
working.
I'm too busy with the shinies and the bars.
Amazing.
Oh, geez, you can pick up dice now.
What?
You always could.
You
I-
always could. You could pick them up and roll them around.
I didn't know that, and
You freaked out.
yeah,
I was just extra D20 for
What?
funsies. Don't worry about it.
You can
Stop it,
just.
buddies.
I never knew.
Okay, so for some reason this thing's still broken. Okay, I didn't get me the results for Bertrand or Caligar, but pretty much all of you notice that there's a faint. How do I describe it? Tiny stones are falling from the ceiling and they're like bouncing off of your shoulders, and you do hear a distant but distinct grinding sound.
We need to GTFO, ladies and gentlemen.
See, I know when Earthfall is happening. I am getting out of here. I don't care who's following me.
Yeah, we're going to very rapidly get out.
We all make a mad sprint.
I've been.
Carefully, actually.
I'm gonna go first because I really didn't get hit at all that fight.
Yeah, please do. I am.
I am so
Bastard.
low on health, guys, that I will graciously take
How-
up the rear.
How low? Like, roughly how low is everybody?
It's not a concern.
I'm the only one that's bleeding, so take
I
that.
am going
not-
to. Where is it?
All right, I have. Yeah, I'm gonna
Don't worry,
use.
I'm at 27. It's just
I'm in a second wind.
As we go up, I'm going to cure wounds myself for second level.
you targeted yourself.
I targeted you.
Oh, thanks, buddy.
Shouldn't that have been
Should be
40?
another D8.
Yeah.
So 29.
Oh, thanks.
Okay, and then who else is really low?
I'm at max.
I could use. No, I shouldn't do that.
If you're low, I've got one spell slot
He
left.
didn't get
I'd
a
rather
single
heal
scratch.
somebody.
He was out of the way the entire time. Look
I
at his
could use.
face.
I could use some healing.
Oh, I know you didn't get hit very much.
Oh, I'm so
I'll give
hurt.
you a knuckle sandwich.
I am so hurt. I'm so hurt.
Trying to pick on my dazed and confused poor self. I see how it is.
I mean, out of my 68 max hit points, I have 78 hit points.
PM, do I get true sight or whatever true insight equivalent is into Ezekiel's bullshit in this singular instant?
I'm not even gonna make you guys roll for it. Like, you saw him throughout the fight. The demon came nowhere near him.
Save your bullshit for when we're trying to get out of here. Okay.
I'm not wasting any healing spells on you.
Just 1 second here.
I'm down to 2 spell slots.
Got one.
I'll say to Ezekiel, I'll see, and he looks better than normal. I'll say, come on up here. I'm going to need your help.
I'll go back here, things.
Watch Calgar Pokeball him right in front of the boss.
I
I'm going
won.
to
I
gently
two. I choose
encourage.
you.
Okay, so what is the order you guys are doing up here?
I will stand next to Tobias in the front and put some HP on the line since I
Have plenty to spare.
I'll be.
Watch him getting nuked.
I'll
I'll
be
take the
just
rear.
behind.
Or Bertrand.
Did any of the people that were in cages when we walked in here look important?
Most of them looked like they were like the little glance you took. The best you could see is you identified one as being a high elf. They were the one that was most abused. Otherwise, they all looked really too disheveled to really make out anything of importance.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to turn to Ezekiel, and I'm going to muss up his clothes a little bit, and then kind of give him JBF hair. And then I'm going to go down the hallway, gently going around, taking a peek around corners as we go.
Okay. And like as you guys are going, like you notice there's a very faint vibration. Like you've gone up far enough, but the floor beneath you is starting to vibrate, and there's
I forgot it
Fuck
does
off.
that chat message.
fuck off.
I'm so sorry.
And it's like you're starting to feel like the tremors and vibrations through the floor, and you can see like the flames for the candles that are lighting the hallways are starting to like flicker and shake as well. And as you come around that corner, the noble you were talking to before comes like sprinting out of his throne, looks around, connects with you guys, and goes, "You, what did you do?"
That was fun. That was a lot of fun. Right, Ezekiel?
So much fun. I had the greatest time. Never had.
What did you do?
We indulged in excess to an excessive degree.
You've ruined everything. And you can see like he's starting to like foam at the mouth. He's just furious. He comes running at you guys.
Where is he at? Oh, he's right there.
Yeah, no, he's right next to you.
Clothesline
Can I
him.
cast Fast Friends?
Sure. What's that do?
I need to see the guy so I can target him. I'm just gonna poke
Fast
out
Friends?
and just This is my last ditch attempt. Okay.
You just mean... I don't know, fast friends. What is this?
It's like the friend spell, but with a 3rd level spell slot.
Huh.
We saved this one because I knew we were doing infiltration.
So wisdom save or become charmed. While charmed, it must undertake any services or activities you ask of it in a friendly manner, to the best of its ability. You can set the new task when a previous task is completed, or if you decide to end its current task, if the service or activity might cause harm to the creature, or if it conflicts with the creature's normal activities, blah 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 blah.
It is with advantage if we are fighting, but we haven't started the fight, so I don't know. How you want to move on this?
Yeah, you kind of jumped the gun on me there, so yeah, I'll give it to you.
It's a DC 16 Wisdom save.
Nope.
He failed.
He's your friend.
Nice.
This
And
was
he's
not
just, he,
going less
so like
cool.
you see the rage in his eyes. He starts running towards you, and then what do you do to cast the spell?
I am going to pop up and say, "Be at peace, my friend." And I'm going to say some magical words. You want to very encouragingly show us out of here with the greatest respect. I do this.
She does the Jedi mind trick
Jedi mind.
wave.
Nice.
Oh, you want out? I can easily show you the way out. Just follow me.
Thank you kindly. Follow along.
He turns, and he's like, we should be quick. I have a feeling that things are starting to collapse."
Indeed, of course.
In the most excessive way possible.
And like one thing you're noticing as you're running through is there's
Yeah,
no one.
nobody's here.
I have an important question. Is there anybody in this here room? In the cages?
Are you stopping to look, or are you just like glancing as you run by?
No, I'm stopping to look.
Okay. Roll a perception for me.
Roll a perception.
So you look in and you see there's 4 individuals. There's one in the crate in the middle, 2 against the left wall, and one kind of like tucked up in the middle of the north cages. Um, they're all there. They're all motionless, and even from a distance, you're fairly certain they're not breathing.
Okay. I will continue on. I was going to do something truly evil. Unlock them and give
What?
them hope.
Come here.
But then
Hey.
not provide any assistance in
Hey.
getting out of the city so that we didn't piss off our Dark Elf assistants. Oh, there's still people here.
So the noble keeps running. As he runs through, there are 6 dark elves that kind of stop and go, "Hold on, wait! What is?" And he just like disappears up the hallway.
Where the boss says go.
He says he wants you all to stay here and keep an eye out. He needs to go get somebody to help.
Roll deception.
I have a plus 11 to this now.
Good boys.
I saw
Oh
one.
my god, that was almost bad, but it's so good.
I'm not even gonna bother rolling against that. Like they don't have a chance. So yeah, you tell him like stay here. He's gonna get help. And they're like, okay. And then you just run up and leave. Great. Okay.
I had to do something. That was great.
Okay. And as you're going up the stairs and making your way out, you start hearing like the sound of stone cracking and breaking behind you. And very distinctly, Zeke, as you're the last one up the stairs, you hear what sounds to be about 6 voices screaming, and then are suddenly cut off.
I pretend like I didn't hear anything.
So that was under something important too.
Yeah, we need to get
Morvale
the
Etherrock.
the Sorceress
Moderately?
Academy.
We don't worry about it. I'm just gonna tell the guy, let's get out of this city as quickly as possible, my friend. The quickest way now. Hop to it.
Quickest way out of the city is this way. And he starts leading you south. And he's making, from what you can tell, he's making a beeline. Unlike when you guys were following Heartrender in.
Does
Say within
anybody,
about 15 minutes, he has you at the gates.
Cardinal, do you happen to be able to inform people of what's happened?
Not today, no.
Okay.
We just keep moving. We're supposed to
I
hide
agree.
out somewhere.
I was curious where we were at there.
As we're leaving, do I see the Sorceress Academy collapsing in the background?
No.
Yeah, like how? Okay, so the basement broke, but it didn't travel further.
Keep in mind, like when you guys went down, you went down several hundred feet.
Okay.
So it's not so much that like the basement or the foundation, it was like beneath that. So the building itself is still secure. It's just the activities that take place underneath are no longer there.
As we're making our way out of the city, at some point, I would like to duck through a quick corner, like just very, very briefly, to disguise self as a dark elf guard.
Yeah, no problem. You managed to pull it off.
Perfect.
Okay.
I think if we're able to get past the city gate, I'll turn to him and tell him, now go back. And carry out your normal day.
Well, I don't know if I can
If
carry
we
out my
pass.
normal day. Yeah, he gets you guys through and he just kind of like ushers you out, and the guards at the gate are fairly used to him guiding people through that probably wouldn't be let in the first place. So he gets you through, and as you're leaving, he goes, oh, I don't know if I can go about my normal day since. Who did we lose? Hunter.
Oh.
Um,
On Discord.
I'm. I'm fairly
There's-
certain that my house has been destroyed. So I'll have to find someone whose house I can reappropriate to my own services.
Hmm.
But you have a lovely day, friend. You're so nice
You
and
as
wonderful.
well. You're welcome.
He just kind of like hangs
Bye
back
now.
and waves. Bye, ta-ta, bye.
Ta-ta.
Thanks for coming.
You're welcome.
Auf Wiedersehen.
I'm just picturing like Aladdin. Bye, bye, bye now. Bye, bye. Yeah. So you guys make it out of the city, and you're out to the woods.
Move, people, move.
At this point, I say we just
Well, we're out now. I think we should just keep going.
yeah.
Yeah,
Before-
it'll take us days to reach the shore, and we can message for our boat ride out. And then what do?
Well,
Back to
well,
what's his
after
name?
that, we should go back to
Argan.
Harganeth.
I don't think we should. I think we should skip this all and just go back to Ulthuan. We've done what we needed. There's no more demands on us. And I feel like if we try and do anything more, if we go back to the priest of murder, he's going to kill us. So I think we should do what we can to just get out of Dark Elf territory.
And if we call for a boat, where would you have the boat take us? That would take us out.
Well, we could have him drop us near where we landed in the first place, and we can also schedule a pickup from the elves. What do you guys think?
I
Sounds
think
smart.
if we could go back to your family, report that it's done, and then make our way out of the city that way, so that we're not putting Dark Elf ships near High Elf ships within days of each other.
Yeah, let's drop by your family and have them charter a ship for us back. Or let them handle it, not ourselves.
And then a quick question:
Well,
how long does that fast friends last?
An hour.
So first, I think we should rapidly get away from the gate before that wears off,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
charging after us.
I'm assuming we're walking and talking. Yeah.
Yeah, we're walking and talking. I'm saying we should have his family take us back to their city and then walk out of their city the way we came and have the elf ship pick us back up on the coast where it dropped us off.
Yeah, but that's weeks of travel.
It's weeks of travel, but we don't run the risk of trying to get a dark elf ship to drop us off in Ulthuan.
Well, I'm not saying drop us off in Ulthuan. I'm saying drop us off where they dropped us off on the shores here. So sail around, drop us there, someone else comes by and picks us up.
Yeah, I just wouldn't want to put a dark elf ship next to an elf ship within a couple days of each other, because you don't know what that ship's going to do after we're done. They could end up raiding us 3 days later. It's more time, but it is a safer route.
And they might have eyes on people going in and out. Let's try and do this the careful way. As fast as we can, but careful. In the meantime, we got a couple days. See what the situation is.
Think old grandma would give us any reward?
I think we have a lot of reward with us.
You can never have
You might
too
have
much.
a lot now, but what's a little bit more?
You can never have too much money there, Cardinal.
Tell that to Slaanesh.
That's actually a very good point.
Costs money to make money. I'm just trying to fund our future endeavors. And I definitely don't have enough to buy back my house yet.
I mean, Ezekiel's right about on the funds. I mean, I did commission some armor.
Oh, right. You have to pick up your armor. Where is that?
I kind of do
Old
need
one.
money for that.
It's Ulthuan. But we got to head back to Ulthuan to find out if the spies were successful and where to next. Where would be
Yep.
the next best place next?
Sounds
So
good.
it took us 2 to 3 days of marching through the woods here from the shore, right? DM?
Let's go to the great map of the world. Yeah, so at 450 kilometers, you're doing about 30 kilometers a day. No, miles. Yeah, I'd say like 4 to 5 days.
Okay. Well, assuming we evade capture from the city, we don't have the House of Cards the first night. So we got to rough it in the woods.
Okay.
We don't
We'll
have the
take
House of
watches.
Cards?
No.
No, because he
Because he uses
used
Trap
it.
the Demon, and it can't be used until the next dawn.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Do you guys have rope?
Have rope?
Yes, rope.
Yes?
Yes.
Why?
I could fly each individual up in the high trees so we're not camping out on the bottom. And we could tie ourselves on rope just in case patrols are going around or nasty monsters.
Ugh, I hate it when he's right. This is a terrible plan. We're wearing full armor.
Some of us
Sitting in
aren't.
trees.
I would rather dig through the frozen earth with my fingers than tie myself up into a tree.
Now you gotta finish that proper, like a proper dowie. You don't want to tie yourself up a tree like.
Like an elgie.
There you go. That's my boy.
No, not even just any elgie. That's a wit elgie. I'm no wit elgie.
Can we find a dry spot, maybe a hill at least?
Yeah.
Groups of trees that provide
Anybody have
Continuously
good-
cast create bonfire in a small area.
Anybody have good survival instincts?
Great
Yes.
survival. I'm a ranger.
With the +1.
I did.
I look at my
got
plus
four.
5. Uh-huh.
Let's get.
Can we
Whoever's got the highest roll.
Cardinal, you could
I have
do
the
it.
highest. I'm a ranger.
Mm-hmm.
With advantage.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you over the 24. What were you saying?
Advantage.
Let a woman bask in the glory, you know?
I was saying didn't say advantage because you already had Tobias roll once.
Right.
Yeah.
I thought we weren't counting him because he's not a ranger.
I'm a ranger.
That's like saying we don't count Ezekiel breaking in and stealing
He's
things
not
because
a
he's not a rogue.
Hey,
Um,
I am a rogue.
so let's say after about 3 hours of walking into the woods, you find an area that's kind of like at the very bottom edge of the mountains, where you've got it's more sheltered. The woods are a bit thicker, and it's between a set of hills and a bit of a shallow valley. So you're feeling somewhat protected from the elements.
Okay,
Dude.
this is a better place than what I was looking at.
You're
Yeah,
welcome.
yours was like a little more open, a little flatter, but it had good like slope for runoff, so you wouldn't have to worry about like any encampment you set up would maybe have to deal with like stagnant or standing water. And I'm just stealing that because of Mavido. So you found a good camping spot. She just found the better one.
And
I-
just to be clear, I don't have any camping supplies at all.
Oh, boy.
Ooh, what do I have?
Mm,
Fine clothes. More fine clothes.
The one thing I've just realized is an issue with how the 2024 thing does the backgrounds is they used to give you like a dungeoneering kit or an explorer's pack or stuff like that. It doesn't
And
do
now
that
they
anymore.
don't.
So you don't
Mm.
actually actively
Mm.
think about it.
Mm.
You guys would not have gone off into the wilderness without some sort of camping equipment. Like
I have
you,
a
I did. I had the
bedroll,
house of
mess
cards.
kit.
I mean, that's fair.
I have a
Uh,
bedroll, mess kits, rations, rope, tinderbox, torch, and a water skin.
okay.
Basics.
I still have the very fine rations that I bought.
But I'm
So
still
I'll
gonna
share
perch
those.
myself up on a tree.
I'll take his bedroll.
I thought he
But I've
said
got no
touch
My
himself
bedroll
up
comes
on a
with me.
tree.
Haha.
Perch, perch.
Okay, so how are you guys setting up? Cause like right now it's about say 3 in the afternoon. The sun is starting to set. Darkness is encroaching.
I'll take first watch.
How are you
Remember,
setting? How are you setting
sorry.
yourselves up?
Like in what order? Like where we're laying?
You're in the land of perpetual winter. It's minus 20 out. How are you setting yourselves up to survive the nights?
We're
Because
near the mountain, right? Can
yeah,
I see any exposed stone in our current area?
roll perception.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd say there's an outcropping of rocks. It's probably about 10, 15 feet wide. Goes up about another 10 feet.
Okay. I'm going to use Flash Recall to change my Death Ward spell for Stone Shape and just help carve at least something of a shelter from the elements that we can
You're
use.
gonna make like a stone igloo.
Basically. I don't want to make
I'll-
it super obvious that anybody following us could track it, but, at least it's kind of natural.
All right, well, toss in stone shape so we can see what it does here.
There.
Ba-ba-ba-ba. No more than 5 feet in any dimension. So you pretty much
Like
just
I
like
said,
kind of
it's
concave
not a
out,
lot.
so it's
Well, if
yeah.
you do that,
We could do under and then cover it up with I'm trying my best to recall my Girl Scouts here, but let's just
no.
say our characters know better.
How deep is the snow?
Oh, there's plenty of snow. I was.
Well, how deep? How deep is it?
Great idea, Mobdo.
You're just from walking. It's I wouldn't say it's necessarily fresh. You've had the odd time where you've walked across, like either stone or like the ground. You figure the deepest part of it's maybe 2.5 feet.
Well, I start gathering sticks and branches for a fire.
Can I look at Caligar and say, "You got any more of that fire?"
There's always fire, but it only lasts for a little bit. We need some branches, and then I can get them going.
So
So I'd
Tobias,
like.
I'll get you to roll a survival, just to see if you're grabbing the stuff you actually need.
Well, he's a ranger. Of course, he's grabbing the stuff we actually need.
Can I?
Can you?
I was thinking, because we have you dug out a little divot thing, right? Out of the stone.
At the very least, they'll make a sheltered fire pit. I could do that, right?
Yeah, a sheltered fire pit, and then could we try making an igloo around the front of it? Like, it doesn't have to be like a full-on igloo, but, you know, some sort of shelter-ish thing.
Like build a wall of snow.
Would you say we've gotten a short rest in any of this time?
No, you've been walking the whole time.
Can I take a short rest while everybody's doing this? I have a plan as to how I'm helping.
I've got no problem with it, but I think you need to convince your party. It's like, you guys build camp. I'm going to sit down for an hour.
I need a power nap in order to help us all out. I have a plan, but you got to trust me. I know it sounds like I'm being lazy, but I do have a plan.
I'm going to reach over towards Ezekiel, and I am going to warm his clothes and say, you relax right there, buddy.
Thank you, friend. Okay, I'm going to take my short rest. Unless anybody else yells at me.
Suddenly,
Tobias, when you were going out for wood, say you got enough together that you're fairly certain you can keep a fire going for 3, maybe 4 hours. A lot of the wood you're finding is wet, and from your like limited knowledge as a ranger, you recognize that like some of it's too wet to burn. But you find some that was dry enough that you can get a decent fire going. But yeah, it'll last about 4 hours.
DM, I have a question for flavor-wise.
Okay.
If I'm not doing this in combat, is there a way that I could use the plant growth spell that I have? Which normally it causes all the plants in a 100-foot radius sphere centered on that point to become thick and overgrown. Can I flavor that so that it kind of like provides us a makeshift shelter in a way if I'm like working really hard to channeling it somehow?
Can you link the spell for me?
Here, I'll just cast it.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
100 kilometers of spell.
Okay, first of all, a D&D thing. 4th level plant growth, you can do 100 kilometers, 100-foot sphere of plants, but I can only do 5 foot of stone. Make it make sense.
Fey magic.
Plants grow better than stone get move?
A 5 foot versus 100-foot sphere is a big difference. At least
If I spend 8 hours, I can do a half-mile radius.
Does it say that for stone shape? No, it doesn't. So, imbalance.
It's because it's
I mean, if you spend 8 hours and you keep casting it, how much can you get done in 8 hours?
It's not ritual casting.
That wasn't the question.
I don't have 8 hours worth of spell slots.
Okay, how many spell slots do you have that you can cast it? And that's still within 8 hours.
Not enough. Not as much. You can do the math if you want.
I don't want to do the math. Math is hard.
Yeah, me neither.
Or at least make enough like vines and plant matter that we could cut with our various tools to make a shelter with. If I found a good spot with lots of plants in the area and it all overgrows really quickly.
Let's leave it to fate. Why not? Give it a shot.
Cool. I already cast the spell in my
Okay. So like describe the area that you're looking for that you think you're gonna get the best use out of it. What comes to mind?
Something with like a lot of trees and shrubbery where I could get enough branches and like leafy substances to make a decent sized lean-to that we could all huddle under, and then also maybe some extra firewood. Like nothing fancy, but just I'm trying to create enough material that we can actually make a decent, like, Adirondack style survival shelter.
Okay. So the area that you're in, let's say within a 100-foot radius, so 200-foot diameter, say there's probably about like 15 to 20 like pine tree type trees, whatever. Pretty much double in size, like their trunks just thicken out. And you watch the branches start growing extensions and getting thicker as well. Let's go with say about 30 some odd small bushes and shrubberies around that also just increase in size. Getting like growing out to the point like they're also very leafy, which should help with coverings. So if you're looking at everything that happened, roll a nature for me. Nature or survival?
Nature or survival. Let's see. What do I have? They are the same. It doesn't matter.
Go survival then.
Can I use my once day inspiration?
Yeah.
Perfect. Woo!
It was so close to being a 4.
Humans rock.
Yeah, so you figure if you were to get into the trees and start cutting away branches, some of them you figure you can get through, say within about 2 hours of work, you can get enough long, thick branches to provide supports and make like a decent frame for a lean-to. Add in the shrubs and leaf and snow for packing. You can make a lean-to that would at the very least protect you from the wind. So let's give a rough number for it. It's like a 6 foot wide by like 7 foot tall or long.
I try to flag anybody down to help me start chopping.
I'll take out my long sword, and I'll start swinging as hard as I can just to kind of get some exercise.
Well, I'll pull out a wood carver's tools.
I
Closer?
Wood carving tools is more like you're trying to
That's
whittle.
I will dismiss my normal Pact of the Weapon longsword and bring it back as an axe.
Okay.
With which
Would
I
you
am now
like a gold star with that?
with which I'm now proficient, and I would like to start chopping some wood.
Okay. First, I want you to roll in athletics to climb the trees to get to the. Unless you're trying to cut a tree down.
Can I use my Steps of the Fae to
I hate you
miss
so
these
much.
Actually, you
steps?
could. Yep.
I hate you so much.
So you bamf yourself up into the trees.
I could do that 5 times, so I'll do that 5 different times to decent spots.
Okay. Roll athletics for me.
We call it acrobatics.
Well, at the same time, like with your packed weapon, it's normally using your charisma, right?
Yeah.
This isn't quite the same as fighting. No, go athletics.
Oh boy. Okay, not bad.
And is anyone helping you in the trees, or is it just you going ham?
Well, if
I
he's
will help
bamfing up
him.
there, I'm just gonna stand below and be like, "Now what?"
So you're
I'll
just gonna
take off all
like,
my fucking armor and help him. Reluctantly.
Yeah,
I
if
would like
he's
that
up in
to be noted.
the trees, not a lot I can do with that. Would carpenter's tools give me stuff I could use to cut things and such.
they give you the tools, like be like a handsaw and a hammer, so you can start like fashioning things together.
Handling.
Yeah, make
Like
Okay.
kindling stuff like that.
Yeah, I will make a set of those
Okay.
and get on it.
So Zeke with the 14, you start going like very enthusiastic at it, and you make a pretty good pace. But within like about a half hour of just like constantly swinging this axe down and over and over and over again, you're starting to get a bit tired. The job that you thought was taking. Oh, Cardinal, you were going up the tree. Roll athletics or acrobatics to climb.
I take off all my armor so I don't get disadvantage and all that shit. I'm gonna try. I'm giving myself guidance because fuck all this shit.
I have another stupid thing I want to try at some point too.
17.
Okay, so yeah, you get up, and you're helping out well enough. By the time you get up there, you see that Zeke is starting to slow down a bit. Um, can you hand off your axe to someone else?
It disappears after a minute of being out of my possession.
So every minute you just have to like reach over, touch, touch, touch.
I mean, yeah, that would work. So yeah, between the two of you, you keep up to that the pace to get everything down in about 2 hours, and Tobias starts like cleaning up the wood that comes down, shaving it down, tying it together. Um, but Ezekiel and Cardinal, I also want you guys to do this. Um, I want both of you to do a dexterity save for me
Oh, jeez.
with advantage because you are helping each other. I want to see if you, while you're cutting down these trees, branches, if you fall or not.
God.
Can I give myself my guidance as well?
Yeah, you already cast guidance on yourself.
I already did so much.
15.
Okay. Uh, Zeke, one more dexterity save.
Not with advantage or with advantage?
No, this is you've already fallen. I'm going to see how far you fall before you catch a branch.
Ha!
So it's you pass it off, and you kind of like lean back against the tree as Cardinal goes in and takes like a really good mighty crack, but it the force she uses to do that shakes the branch you're on. You fall off, but as you're falling, you kind of like hook a leg, swing yourself down, and as you're coming down, your hand grabs the branch below, and you just kind of like swing down to that. You're hanging on for dear life. You're able to pull yourself back up, and you're like, "Oh, that was close."
With my final Misty Step as this is all going on, can I try to find like a dead standing tree that would have a lot of dry wood?
For this one, roll nature.
Okay. Anybody want to help
Would
me?
you like some help with that?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Or would you like to help me?
I would like to help somebody help me find the tree that I need.
You have ruined everything
Oh,
that I have
no.
worked for.
So 13.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say after about an hour of searching and just like slowly expanding the search area, you find a tree that is fairly small compared to the rest of them. Looks like it got some kind of blight and died, and it's like just bigger. Like you can put a hand around it, you're getting your hand about halfway around, so it's tiny.
Cool.
When
how
did I say a boot?
Just now.
a boot? How long would it take me to cut down this here tree? Eh?
With the axe?
Yeah.
Roll of survival.
Gosh darn it.
You know you can cut it down, but you've never actually cut down a tree or seen it being cut down. You have no idea how to go about that.
Okay. Then
But
I would just like to
but
find. Oh,
but but
But
roll an intelligence for me.
I'm not
Could I tell with my 13? I just don't want to tell him.
intelligent.
You know the general idea of how to do it, but again, not something you've ever seen done.
Yeah.
So with that, I would just like to remind you, you have something called Eldritch Blast.
Oh, I was gonna thunderstep.
Load it into matches.
and alert anybody 300 feet away from you.
Are we near
Do
a
it.
mountain? Are
You're
we
doing
is
it.
Gonna cause an avalanche?
We don't know what's coming. Do it.
Okay, you tell me what you want to go with. Are you going with the Thunder Step?
I mean, are there clouds in the sky?
Roll perception. It's like pretty much your entire time in Nagroth, it's been overcast.
I'll do the Eldritch Blast.
All right, roll to hit.
You're gonna give me white hair. White hair, I tell you.
And roll damage. So you got a pretty decent aim at it. Like that first blast hits like right at the base of the tree, and blasts about half of it off, and just like splinters go showering out into the woods. Roll the second one.
Mavito has a very important question. What's the AC of the tree?
Doesn't matter when he rolls like that.
Oh no.
So this, like the extra blast that comes in, again, pretty good aim, dead center into the section that's already been taken out. But this time, like, he doesn't have quite the force to it, so it's just like a little scattering of splinters.
See, the 4d10 thunder damage would have been done by now, guys. I will 6 seconds later do it again.
Okay, roll the damage.
I should hex this stupid tree. I don't know
So
how
you take
much.
away.
I get 2 blasts, so
Yeah, you do.
just gotta make sure we get it all out there.
Okay, so the first one takes away like a little more than a quarter, and as it starts to lean a bit, but it's still kind of like springy and not quite getting there. The last one you aim high up into the branches, and the shot hits like the very peak of it and blasts it onto its side, away from everybody else. So you cut it down with magic.
Woo! All right, now somebody strong carry it back to camp.
I was on the ground the whole time. I'll start to carry it if someone wants to help me.
I'll help you.
Well,
Athletics with advantage. So, like, dragging it through the snow takes a bit of extra effort. You guys bring it back within about, I'd say, a half hour of walking.
All right, we can get it set up. We're now protected in the woods around us, right? The woods are protecting us from stuff seeing us, right? And the wind come through.
Yeah, you're fairly secure in the area that you're in.
I take a minute
Alright,
to
well-
do my magical cunning and get a spell slot back.
Can I
Sure.
sleep now? Can I please sleep now?
Well, I'll get a fire going and I'll just poof. It starts. Campfire. Might need more work later at night, but it's going now.
Okay, and let me see something here.
I look at Cardinal. Who's useless now? And then I pass out.
I could kill him. I
Uh,
could kill him in his sleep and nobody would know.
I think he has more health than you do right now.
Calgar,
I would like to rage.
roll an intelligence plus your proficiency, which I think is what, plus 3 or 4 for you guys.
3? So you just want me to roll a save?
Yeah, that's an easy way to do it. Just do that.
Oh no.
23?
Okay. I want to see like how secure and how good of a lean-to he's putting together, because you guys are all collecting everything and he's in the process of just like binding it, putting together, making sure everything's nice and secure. And you know, for someone that spends his life underground, it's solid. Like there's a constant breeze coming through that like just chills you to the bone. And once he gets everything set up in its place, he kind of like takes a step back and just admires it. And you walk on the other side, and it is completely blocked. Like there's nothing coming through.
If you're going to build something, do it right. Do it like a Dowie.
I'm going to respond in Dwarvish. Fine dwarven architecture indeed.
I'm
would
gonna
like to
stand there,
rest.
feel good about myself for a moment, and then I'll go around the corner to get out of the wind.
Yep. I set up without a bedroll and just kind of tuck in real tight on the ground next to the fire. And I'll try and get to sleep.
Alright. Who's on first watch? And then how
The
much wood
owl.
do we have? Oh yeah, the owl's on first watch. How much wood do we have? You said enough for about 4 hours?
That's what Tobias picked up. You're using
At the first, yeah.
the dead tree for firewood, was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so we have plenty of wood.
That tree would get you enough burnable wood to get you through the night.
Okay. Because I figured when my watch came around, it didn't matter what kind of wood we had. I would just use a create bonfire. It would eventually light.
Yeah.
Doesn't that create no
Is
heat, though?
Is it burning yet? Nope. Try it again. Is
Nope.
it burning now?
No. It's like, set it up for a minute. Not yet. Another minute. You just see steam billowing out of the wood.
Okay, so yeah, you guys get your camp set up, and Bertrand is still up in the tree.
I think that's a yes.
Yeah, I take that as a yes. What
He's-
kind of owl are you?
An owlin?
I mean,
Let's go with basic.
No,
Basic.
there are. I am designed for cold weather.
of course he is.
There
He's
are
a barn
mountains. The kingdom is above the mountains. Of course, we're equable to cold weather.
Mr. Barn Owl over there.
That will never come back to bite you in the ass.
Which part?
That you're climatized to cold weather?
Yes, all of the above.
Yeah, aren't we going to the desert next?
Yeah, probably.
I mean,
Nah, I am okay with all types of weather.
we're gonna find out. We're gonna find out.
Snowy desert owl.
Okay. So you guys are bedding down for the
mean-
night, or is there anything else you want to do before you get your sleep?
Bedding down.
I'm gonna give Tobias the side eye as I crawl over to my space. As I remember how he shot me repeatedly.
I never apologize for that.
I know.
Well, I'm not going to. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. So we got side eye going on. Owl up in the trees, just keeping to himself. Tobias curls up in the fetal position right beside the fire.
I'm in the bird's nest. I'm keeping watch.
Okay. And Zeke and Cardinal, you guys are all just gonna bundle up and pack it in.
I contemplate murder for several hours, and it lulls me to sleep.
I snuggle up to Tobias so we can stay warm.
I'm a
I
stickler.
gladly take it.
Body heat radiates.
So who's the big spoon? Who's the little spoon?
Doesn't matter. We're warm.
We take turns.
So then the next question: are you all doing this in your armor?
I ain't taking my clothes off.
These were
I am.
the people who's in heavy armor.
Yep, I am. I'm going to sleep in my armor again.
My breastplate is medium, so yes.
Yeah, I just have light armor, studded leather.
Yeah, I'll sleep in my armor. It's just glamour studded leather.
Okay. And so Bertrand was taking the first watch. Who was second?
Nobody
I
said
will.
anything, so I was just
Calgar
gonna pick up
second?
somebody at random.
I sleep until
I'll take
somebody
second
wakes me up and tells me it's my watch.
I am very comfortable and warm in Ezekiel's arms, so I'm sleeping until someone gets me up.
So, did you want third watch, Cardinal, or am I gonna go wake up one of these knuckleheads?
I have been helping the whole time.
I
It very
know.
clutch things. I want my 8 hours of beauty sleep.
Well, third watch would be after 8 hours, and then another 4 hours, right?
Technically, third watch
Maybe.
would be,
Depends on how many watches you guys set.
yeah.
If you only set 2 watches, each one's 4 hours.
Yeah, and then neither of us would get a full rest, which would kind of
Do
suck.
like 2 hours
Yeah.
or
2-hour
something.
blocks. So we need at least 4.
5.
It's 8-hour
5,
rest.
2, 4, 6, 8. How many hours do you need to sleep?
Because everybody needs to get 8 hours, so
8
you
hours.
have to add an extra 2-hour slot.
Oh, I hate math. Okay,
So
fine.
it'd be a total of 10 hours.
Yes.
So everyone gets a turn.
Alright, yeah, so I'm gonna take second watch. And
For a long
then-
rest, you only need 7 hours of uninterrupted. So
So if we're doing 2 hours at a time, we'd still have to take a 9-hour watch sleep.
yeah, so just a 9-hour watch, and just like that last person rests while you guys just chill in the camp for an hour. So you can still just pull it off in
in
8
3.
hours. It's just they take you're gonna need the 4.
Okay, 4.
It's just that you stretch it out a little bit. That the last person takes a little bit longer before you guys all pack it in.
So I will wake up. No, during my watch, I will go around to where Tobias and Ezekiel are, and make a slight hole just big enough to let a little draft blow right through to Tobias. That way it like goes right down the back of his neck, and he's like, he's warm, but he's cold.
I feel the cold and I get up immediately.
Why
Start
don't you
looking for
just
the
stick
problem.
his hand in a bowl of water?
It's frozen. Ice cube. I look over the door and I go, what?
I'm just on watch. What are you waking up for?
I'll go back to sleep.
Wasn't I supposed
There's
to,
a
I don't
cold
know,
draft.
roll a perception check to see if there was anything before he even took his second watch?
Well, first I'll get Bertrand to roll his perception.
At least it wasn't lower than a 10.
So you're perched up in the trees, and you do see
Wouldn't I get advantage because I am on the high ground?
you're in a thickly wooded area.
Darn it.
You
Yeah.
can see.
Like the part that you're in, you're having like looking down through the branches. You can see your group and where they're camped out well enough. You don't have a great view too much further beyond that, and your view as you're looking through like the tops of the trees. You can see about a kilometer of just the trees themselves, gently swaying in the winds. Every now and then you see a tree that's moving that looks like there's something big that moved it as it's walking by, but none of it seems like it's coming in your direction.
Who?
And then we go to Calgar. You roll your perception.
I
You're
don't
too
see what's happening.
busy. You're too busy fucking with the two that are sleeping on the ground. Everyone's favorite thing, DM rolling dice.
He's just finally excited he gets to RP Canadian winters to people who have never been to Canada and have never seen winter.
I went to
You don't have to
Canada
go to
once.
Canada to see winter.
I'm talking about myself.
I mean, you're in Germany. You're gonna get winter there, don't you?
Gonna.
It's not much different. Pretty sure like Germany
Okay.
and Canada are on the same latitude.
I think
I'm further south. I'm further south than most Americans.
I was gonna say I think Azrael is further south than I am.
Yeah,
And I've camped in the snow out here in the mountains, so
it sucks.
I enjoy it.
He's also a masochist, so tells you what you need to know.
So yeah, Calgar, you're so wrapped up in pulling your prank that you don't really notice anything going on around you.
Mhm.
And for the most part, you're good. Nothing happens. Who do you wake up? Who's next?
I'm gonna wake up Tobias.
What? Again?
What do you mean again? I'm waking you up now. It's your watch.
Eh. I get up, I sit outside the front of the lean-to, and I just stare off into the darkness.
I try to pull Caligar in to snuggle when Tobias leaves.
You just randomly. Eh,
It's warm.
eh. I'm not very much of the snuggling sort when it comes to other men.
So you said you stepped outside the lean-to. How
Yeah.
long are you staying out there?
Oh, well, Caligar was outside the lean-to, right? No?
I was by the entrance, but I wasn't
Well, yeah, I'm
outside.
not out running around. I'm just kind of like at the door, kind of like looking out
Okay.
into the darkness.
DM, I'm also using my bedroll for the cold weather. And what's cool about the 2024 version of the bedroll, it's pretty neat. There's actual rules for it now.
You're gonna make me
Bedroll
look stuff
has
up,
rules.
aren't you?
Of
Or
all
are you
the
gonna
things
you're gonna
that
do the
give
nice
me
thing and tell me what it
grace.
says?
You could just display the item in the thing.
You can do that too.
You automatically succeed on saving throws against extreme cold weather.
Hmm. That actually is kind of cool. Okay. Even with 12, like you see darkness, snow falling, nothing really major happening out there. Who do you wake up?
I'll head in and I'll wake up Cardinal. And then I'll just go to the other side of Ezekiel from Caligar. So if Caligar is being hugged like a little baby, I'll go on Ezekiel's
Ooh.
backside.
I'm sitting up against the wall of the lean-to. I am not a snuggly dwarf when it comes to other men.
He's
We
literally
already went
wearing
over
full
this.
armor.
All right, I just go back to Ezekiel.
I take watch, same spot. I guidance myself throughout.
Okay. Roll a perception.
1d4. Mother of God. 15.
You rolled a 3 and you still got a 15. My God. Um. So you're initially when you're standing your watch, you're kind of frustrated that you're like, I did all this help and I said I was gonna sleep and you still got woken up. Um.
I have rage. I need to channel.
Yeah. But at the same time, like you're hearing the sounds of creatures in the distance, the occasional roar from a monstrous being out there. You hear the cracking of woods, but it always sounds like it's moving in a direction that's away from your camp. Um, you're fairly confident that you picked one of probably the safest places that you could, up against the edge of the mountains. So you all
Pat
get
myself on the
through.
back.
You all get through your long rest uninterrupted.
Woo! Man, I had
Spell
such.
slots.
I had
Glorious spell slots.
I realized if I had taken watch, I could have just summoned my familiar as an owl, stayed in bed, and just used Gaze of the Two Minds to fly circles around the camp with 120 feet of dark vision. I'll remember that for next time. Oh, long rest.
Did you guys all do your long rest? Okay. And it is a new day. Sun starts creeping up. And, yeah. How do you guys start your day?
I find
I make-
some bugs in the tree and I eat them.
I count on my fingers and toes.
You need to count them. You can't just like look down and go, "Oh, that one's not black. We're good."
Why am I stuck here with these people?
I will. I
Like,
will.
I'm assuming you guys all had bed rolls to go with you. Like, you weren't, even though you had the House of Cards, you were smart enough to bring stuff along. Because you had it from before you had the House of Cards. You haven't sold it.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
True.
I will ask Cardinal. Do you think we should maybe let somebody know to pick us up in a couple days on the coast?
Already on it. I will cast Ascending with the rising sun.
Okay, and what are you sending?
Who do I tell it? Actually, can I just message Tobias's grandmother and let him know that we're on our way back and we need a pickup from this point back to a certain point?
Just,
Didn't we get a ride here from Etienne, the skiff captain?
Yeah,
I was
who
gonna
did we
say,
arrange?
why would you not just go back with the ship that dropped you off?
Is it
Which
still
one?
here?
I assume it wouldn't still be sitting there, but that was my thought. Message the ship captain directly and get him to come pick us up.
What makes sense? What did we talk about with the captain before we left?
I don't think we did talk about
I
it.
don't think you did.
I'm asking the
No, no,
DM
we
just
just
in
showed up.
case we did.
No, we were the
Well, like,
very
you can go
quiet.
either way, right? You can send a message to the grandmother and see if she sends aid to help you guys, or you can try contacting the ship's captain directly, or I don't know, send a
Do both.
message to the lore master you talk to. I don't know, fucking choose.
I'm gonna go for the shipmaster directly, ask him to pick us up at this landmark or whatever that we can see, and take us to Clarkrant. That's where we want to go, right?
Yes.
That's what I say, and I ask, how long will it take you?
God, he's dead.
You hear back from him shortly afterwards and says, "Glad you survived. Kind of figured you would. Be there in 2 days."
Perfect. He'll be here in 2 days, so get moving.
All right, we start marching.
Okay.
Sorry.
While you guys are going, let's get survival from whoever wants to do it with advantage because you're helping. All right, you're fairly confident. You know the easiest way to get back to the shore. Um, all of you roll perception.
I'm busy reading the map.
I'm so thankful I'm proficient in perception now.
Okay. So as you guys are walking through the woods, you're just constantly keeping a vigil because you know there are things that are looking for a tasty snack, and you're all bite-sized. Um, as you're going along, nothing ever really seems to get close to you guys. You have a couple times when you have a close call with, um, sounds like another Hydra in the woods, and before it really picks up your scent, you're making a wide berth. You get around it, um, and when you're about half a day away from the coast, who was it? Caligar. As you're walking along, you hear a roar that's different from what you've heard before. This one is not coming from the trees, it's coming from the skies above you. And you look up and see this massive black dragon just flying across. And the angle that you're at, you see this tiny little figure sitting on top of it. And it is flying pretty much in a direct line from where you would assume Harganeth is towards Nagarond. And The armor they're wearing looks, from what you can tell at the distance, it's very, very ornate. Like, you've seen dark elf nobles that took a lot of pride in the armor and the fashion they were wearing, and this goes leaps above that. Like, nothing has come close to what you've seen, even from that distance. You can recognize this is probably the most decked out and opulent elf you've ever seen.
Does he have a particular looking hat?
Define particular looking hat.
Does it have anything, like, is there anything special about his helmet? Or is it just that it's very opulent? Does it have, like, horns or anything?
There seems, you can't quite make it out of the distance, but there does seem to be something that's kind of extending out to the sides on both sides.
Okay then. As I see the black dragon flying up ahead, are we in all the trees, or are we walking into a clearing, or?
You're still in the trees, and like you're catching a glimpse of this through branches. Like there's a break in the trees, and it's like you can watch him fly by. It's about 3 to 5 seconds, and then he's hidden behind the trees again.
Okay, so it's not a matter of if it looks down.
No, you're fairly certain that you're still protected and covered.
Alright, I'm going to very pointedly start hugging the trees. And just very quietly, because I'm cautious about seeing the dragon, say to the rest of everybody else, don't be loud, don't be shiny, and hug those trees.
What is it?
The Dark Elf King.
You don't know
What?
that?
Where?
What is it?
That was somebody riding a dragon, and they were very, very ornate. I haven't seen anyone, since we've been here in Nagaroth, have armor that looked like that.
Important people. Okay. I cast Pass Without a Trace.
Also, he was riding a black dragon, so if that wasn't enough for you.
What do you think it could be?
Can you do like a history check?
Yeah.
Can I do one as well, since I'm sort of in it?
Yeah.
Any context for those of us who know nothing about
Sorry.
this world?
18 and 13.
So Tobias, you know that there are some dark elf lords that have broken dragons to their will. It's rare, but it does happen. The description you're getting from Calgar doesn't really bring anyone in particular to mind. Calgar, it's exactly who you think it is.
I figured.
Is I on the nose?
What'd you say earlier?
The Dark Elf King guy.
Yeah.
Any clues for the rest of it? You want to clue us in, buddy?
It is Malekith flying over our head.
From Harganeth.
Yeah.
He's flying from Harganeth to Nagarond.
Yeah. I
Like,
think we
I
pissed
mean,
him off.
like his mom is pissed that her temple and portal is gone.
Oh,
And
no, that's
he
Grunt.
just
That's the
Yeah.
understatement.
yes, so he went to the people that already have issues with his mother in Harganeth, where the cult of the bloody-handed god of murder were.
Yeah. I
Maybe.
think that
I
reinforces
don't-
my
I
belief
don't
we should
know.
at least skip Harganeth.
Yeah. I
Do you
agree.
want to check in with Hellebrand? I can send her a message.
No. No. I say no.
We achieved
So
our
we-
goal.
Get to Clark Harand and get out of here. The more she knows about us, the worse.
The worst is?
Yeah.
Okay. Keep moving.
She might have
And if
framed
she assumes
us.
we're dead. Oh yeah, she
big-
definitely tried to frame us.
How
So if
big
she
is that
assumes
dragon
we're
anyway?
dead,
Ancient.
Ooh, fun.
all right, keep moving. Except now
Stealth-
every night we get the
stealthfully.
stealthily move. Now every night we get the House of Cards.
Yeah, so now you don't have to worry about surviving because you're all like toasty warm and there's hot chocolate for everybody.
Hey, I
The
love some
chocolate
hot
all
chocolate.
looks like it's made from playing cards. It tastes the same.
The
Oh.
morning before we get on the boat, I will make everybody breakfast from the rations.
And as we're doing the each evening, I'll ask what kind of loot did we get? Did we get any magic items?
Yeah, we haven't gone through the loot. Could we say during the downtime that I pull the stuff out and do a detect magic followed by identifying everything?
Okay. Let's see here. Okay, so you go through, and what comes up is magical. Um, of the two goblets, the one that was Electrum is not. The other one that was again jewel encrusted but was gold.
Mhm.
That one does come up as having magic for it. And then the rod, the cloak, the longsword, and the helmet all were magic.
Okay.
What about that
So-
box?
The box is not.
Okay, so the box isn't magical. Good. First, I would like to open said box to see what is inside of it gingerly. Point it away from me.
Are you checking for traps first?
No, I'm just opening it away from me.
Okay, it opens no problem.
Okay.
He points it to Ezekiel and opens it up real quick.
Wait, let me unlock.
Inside, it's lined with a very fine silk. And there's a leather pouch that contains 500 platinum. And you figure the craftsmanship for the box, you'd value it at about 20 gold itself.
Okay.
Now, you said you want to identify magic items. What would you
Yes.
like to identify first?
You said there was the helmet, longsword, cape, and goblet?
And a
Or
rod.
chalice?
And Rod.
Oh, and the rod.
Yeah, rod, cloak, sword, chalice, helmet.
Let's go in
First the
order.
rod.
Yep.
It has a button on the side.
The immovable
Yes.
rod.
You click the button.
Yes, I clicked the button. In
Okay.
midair.
You hold it up, click the button, pull your hand away. The rod does not move.
Yes.
Sick.
They always fun. Immovable rod.
What about the cloak?
Yeah.
So when you pick up the cloak to like hold it up, get a good look at it, and as you lift it up, even though you've got your hands about shoulder width apart, the cloak seems like it's about 6 inches in front of your hands.
Huh.
Look at displacement.
Okay. I don't know what that one is off the top of my head.
Look at
It-
displacement. Helps
Basically,
people not hit you.
it's
Yeah.
Sake, Mavro.
what that cloak does. It's a rare item. Your attacker attacks you at a disadvantage unless you get hit
Yeah. So until you get hit,
Each turn.
you have trouble
each
putting.
turn.
Yeah, basically it's made from the skin of a displacer beast.
So whoever's the
Gotcha.
front liner would benefit with that, or a healer.
Okay, and then I'm gonna do the flashy helmet next.
Let me pull it up.
It is a dread helm.
This
It's a. I need to look up identify here. Because identify just tells you what it does, right? Doesn't
It
actually.
doesn't tell you if it's cursed or not.
No, I'm just wondering if it tells you the name, if it's just what.
touch an object throughout the spell's casting. You learn its properties and how to use them, whether it requires attunement and how many charges it has. You learn whether ongoing spells are affecting the item and what they are. If the item was created by a spell, you learn that spell's name.
Okay. So when you're identifying the helmet, it does require attunement. What you know is that it gives you resistance to psychic and advantage on performance checks. And once per short rest, you can emit a 30-foot light from it that forces all creatures to take a wisdom save or be charmed for 1 minute.
Interesting. This sounds like a bard helmet.
What's next?
I'm going to do the... What, it's the
Longsword?
sword and the chalice are left?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'll do the chalice. I want to save the sword for last. The gold and gem encrusted chalice.
So the chalice does not require attunement, and once per long rest, it will generate a liquid inside, and if you were to drink that, it will restore 3d6 hit points.
Nice.
And
Is
best
that
for
a-
last?
Yep. Best for
was,
last, the longsword.
Was that a one-time use, or is it recharged daily?
Once per day.
Oh, that's actually pretty good.
And the longsword.
It's a long sort of warning.
So the longsword requires attunement. You do feel like there is a presence within the sword.
Ooh.
It is a +2 sword
Woo.
that when you deal radiant damage, it increases the radiant damage dice rolled by 1. So if you roll
Oh my
2d8, it
goodness.
does 3d8 damage instead.
So this sounds like it's like built for
A paladin.
Bertrand over here.
I think he's just trying to get rid of my longsword warning.
I would never want to do that.
Well, you can always give me your longsword of warning, and I can turn that into my packed weapon.
That's true.
Suddenly
is true.
Bertrand learns how to dual wield.
Or I could do that too. That'd be interesting.
So,
I can take the helm. I have a
alright.
+5 to performance because I'm a charisma caster.
yeah, probably.
Yeah, I
suited
think you
for
should. I think you should take that helm. The chalice sounds like it would just be best to have as a party item. We can have it for,
Emergencies.
when we need it.
I would also say give the chalice to the healer just because she's naturally going to be moving to people that need health and either use
That's a
it for
good idea.
herself or pour it down someone's mouth.
It's a good idea. We can give it to Cardinal.
I won't say no.
Okay. Yeah. So I'll hand the chalice over to Cardinal. The the sword is do you want that, Bertrand? What are you planning? What are you thinking?
I do fancy the sword. It's shiny. And
Who
it's
could use
full of
Bertrand's
radiant
longsword?
energy.
The warning one.
I can turn it into my packed weapon.
Yeah, the longsword of warning warns you of danger while the weapon is on your person. You have advantage on initiative rolls. In addition, you and your companions within 30 feet. You can't be surprised except
Tobias,
when incapacitated.
can you use a longsword?
Yes.
Would you like it?
It might be better for Tobias, since it would always be out.
Yeah, and give
Because
him.
Does it
otherwise, with
require attunement?
Ezekiel, it would vamp away.
Longsword does require attunement of warning.
Well, the packed weapons, like he brings it into existence, and he can sheath it and keep it on his body. He doesn't have to
Yeah.
send it away.
Most of the time, I have been
Yeah,
walking
but
around
he-
with my sword, unless I need to put it away to appear like I don't have a weapon.
Okay.
But
Ezekiel,
Well, then
can you
I'm
go?
not. I'm not
either or.
against not having it because I'm getting the helm. So I'll give Tobias.
Yeah, I'm not that good with the longsword yet.
You don't need to be good at it. It can just give you an initiative bonus, and if you
It
need
gives
a
you
melee.
advantage
You
on the
usually shoot
initiative
things
bonus,
anyways,
which is
so yeah.
great.
You could just have
Well,
it for its passive benefits rather than its active one of stabbing people.
I'll think
That's-
about it.
That's
Who
the
wants the
main
rod?
reason why I have it. Really, it's the active passive benefits of what it gives you.
Just remember, it was that sword that saved Caligar from being assassinated.
That's true.
As much as I hate to point it out, that's why Caligar is not dead yet.
We want to keep it with us.
Do we?
Tobias? Yes, you do. Would you like the sword warning or not?
If I die, just know my next character will make this party so interesting.
I die young.
Sure, I'll take the sword of warning.
Okay. What is the sword that I'm getting called?
We're gonna go have a chat.
Woo!
Yeah, because he said there was a presence inside, so there was something else with it going too.
He gets cursed. Who wants the cloak of and the rod?
That cloak
with
sounds
I
amazing.
want this on stream.
Oh, yeah.
So,
Oh.
Booty, you hear nothing.
Yeah.
Okay. So Bertrand, you are attuning to this, I take it?
Yes.
Okay. So you pick up the sword and you spend the hour you need to attune, and as you get near the end of that hour, you feel yourself just drawn into the blade, and before you know it, everything around you goes black, and you find yourself standing on what looks to be a vast expanse of water, um, with barely a ripple. Like there's no wind across. It is as still as possible, and the water just disappears off into the darkness. And as you're standing there, you see a light emanate from the distance. It gets closer and closer, and you notice there is a figure that stands silhouetted against the light, which has a very feminine form to it, with long flowing robes. And as they approach, you hear, not so much hear as feel, a voice in your head going, "Are you my new champion? Will you take up my cause?"
Who must you be?
Do you not recognize me? I am your lady.
Well, they're coming out from a male voice, but
Really?
I'm fucking with you.
I
Can I roll an insight check?
Yeah.
To see if it's truly the fate interest of Lady of the Lake.
Yeah, roll away.
Oh, thank God. I saw that one.
You have no reason to not believe what you are hearing.
I immediately unsheath my longsword of warning and kneel.
You don't have the longsword of warning. You already gave that away.
I kneel. On my shield.
That works. Okay.
That works. Because the shield has our family emblem and representing Britonia.
So she stops probably about 30 some odd feet away from you, and you still can't make out any detail on them. They're just silhouetted against the bright light, and they say again, "Will you take up my cause?"
To serve the Lady of the Lake would be a great honor, and fight for your cause. I will defeat all thy foes of your choosing. I will never break faith with a friend or ally, and I will always display honor and courtesy, and also protect the weak and fight what is right.
I need to hear you say the words, "Yes, I will take up your cause." I need to hear it from your lips. Or mouth, since you have a beak.
Yes, I will take upon your cause.
And her hand gestures towards your side, and the sword just appears in your hand. And she says to you, "Take this, my whisper of radiance. Use it to bring light to the darkest reaches and most foul places of the world. And know that I will always be with you."
I will lift the sword up like He-Man and say, I have the power!
And once you lift it, you see the light behind her change in color. It goes from that bright radiance, like purest golden light, and starts going towards the faint purples and deep pinks and swirling around. And you hear laughter.
Oops.
And it says, "Good, now you're mine."
Hmm.
I'm going to move a sword into your inventory, and you will have an entire idea of what you've got.
Hmm. Okay.
Because it's got a description for you. It is now there. Please take a moment to read it.
I am trying to delete that so people don't read it.
I could also send you a link to it on D&D Beyond, so you can read it later if you want.
Yeah, that'd be better.
Yeah, because there's a lot to it.
Yeah. I think you could. I could probably look it up through and add it into my inventory?
Well, I've already put it into your inventory, but I can add it onto your inventory on your character sheet as well. Basically, the sum of it is you are compelled to use this sword. You get the extra D8 radiant damage. That was legit thing there. But when you use it in combat, you feel a compulsion that you must, at least once in that combat,
Yeah, I
cause
saw that.
radiant damage. Um,
It's on my D&D Beyond character sheet
Yeah.
now.
and yeah, it's gonna make things interesting.
There's 3 different curses here?
Well, it's one curse, but there's 3 different effects to it.
Oh. Shit.
You picked up a sword from a demon's lair.
Good points.
That I specifically said these are in a room as offerings.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well,
Have fun.
Bergen fully believed it was the Lady of the Lake, so
Yeah, that you needed to roll a 20 for it.
yeah.
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 Okay, so I'm gonna move us back up.
Oops.
I'm putting my
Richter.
headphones back on now. I saw I got moved.
Okay. And Zeke, you were taking the helmet, correct?
Yes.
Okay. I will move that to your inventory.
Do I have attunement slots left? I think I only have the one thing that I still haven't used yet. That
Alright, so you should have that now. That is attuned. Showing up for you?
let me see. Let me show it to stream here. Ah, yes. Yep.
Best Unix character should just be tank. Or a druid that's permanently polymorphed.
Joe, my next character is kind of the opposite of tank.
Okay.
Squishy.
Okay, and then who took the chalice? Is
We're
that
gonna
Cardinal?
give that to Cardinal. Yep, Cardinal.
I'm starting my mug collection. If I had a coin for every time I got a magical cup, I'd have 2 coins. I don't like that title at all.
What?
That's how I felt.
It says Chalice of Addictive Bliss. Okay, suspicious.
Read it to
Maybe
yourself.
I should do a curse check at some point. DM, would I be
Mhm.
able to do a little magical check? Not detect magic, but like, I don't know if I have a curse detection spell. Detect evil and good? I don't think that works.
I don't think it does for you.
Would it be like an arcana?
Well, technically, any equipment that radiates evil, it would say on the equipment of itself, like a sentient cup. If it starts talking to you and like this creature inside this cup is evil, it will your spell would ping.
No, because detect good and evil detects like phase and celestials and
They
stuff.
pain
It
celestials and undead.
doesn't actually detect alignment, which I've always found weird with the spell
Yeah.
name, but it doesn't actually detect alignment.
Yeah.
Yes. No, I don't give a shit about alignment. Does it detect the presence of good and evil? As in, if the cup is evil, is it going to tell me if there's
No.
a curse on it? That's what I care about.
Too late. If you attune
What?
to it.
If I attune to it, curse is
the
on me, but
cup
at least
did-
I know it's on me.
No, but the cup didn't have attunement.
Can have other things.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I could speculate metagame about how it works, but I'm not trying to. Oh,
My sword is really cool though.
I mean, you can look it up on D&D Beyond if you want. There is more information there, but as it stands right now, you've got a cup.
Character we don't know. Yeah,
Yeah,
got a cup.
exactly.
It's a
Mhm.
cool cup.
Yeah, and I kind of want to keep it that way.
Yep.
I want to know about it when it comes up. But and then we said Booty's getting the helmet. Bertrand's got the sword. Cardinal's got the cup. Would you guys be okay with me taking the cape? I just wanted to ask everybody since people were separate when we had that short little convo.
Fine with me.
Go for it.
Okay, so I'll take the cloak of displacement.
But is it really the cloak of displacement?
We'll find out, won't we?
Okay, it's on your character sheet, and well, at least in Foundry you
Cloak
have
of
it, and it's attuned to you.
Okay,
a
no,
cloak of
it's in.
misplacement.
Yeah, it's in here. I see it.
Okay, and then who's taking the rod of? You can't ever gonna
Yeah,
move
the
me.
rod of immovability.
I guess it's in party loot, or I can hold it. I don't know. I don't give a shit.
I mean,
Possessor of the rod of immovability in both campaigns. Let's go.
sure. I don't have a problem with Cardinal having it.
So I need to
And
tie
Tobias took
to-
the longsword of warning, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you add that to yourself in Foundry yet?
No.
Okay.
I don't know how to do that stuff.
I will do that for you. If I can find it. That's weird. It's not.
Why don't you just take it off my character sheet and
You know
drag it
what?
over?
Shut the hell up.
Just saying.
Don't bring your fucking logic into this shit.
Got it.
Tobias, I just wanted to say thank you for the snuggles last night. You know, I've always been very handsome, and it's just good to be reassured of that. Still got my charm.
My ship sails. Let's go.
Okay. So, you guys get to the shore. It's been about 2 to 2.5 days, and the ship is anchored right off the coast, just like you're expecting. And as you walk through the trees, the longboat is sent out to go collect you, and you're brought aboard. And as you're coming in, There's a figure standing right beside the mast that's waiting for you each as you all climb up. Dressed as the assassins you've seen previously. This is not one you recognize, but he waits until Tobias comes aboard, takes a step forward, and says, Discensure of House Furion, word has reached Helbron that you have acquitted yourselves, you and your group, and your prayers to Cain have been noticed as well. And Cain appreciates the work that you've been doing, and Helbron felt you worthy of Cain's blessing, and reaches behind his back, pulls out
I
a.
I kind of lean towards my bow as he does that.
He sees you leaning, he raises his other hand and goes, If I wanted you dead, you wouldn't have made it to the boat. He pulls his other hand out, and there's a very finely crafted black longbow in his hand. He holds it out to you and says, This bow is for those that have sworn oaths to Cain. And Helbron wishes that you take this blessing and go forth into the world and do Cain's bidding.
I'll take the bow, kneel down. I'll say, I will advance the cause for the Dark Elves. And I'll stand up.
So it's going to be interesting seeing a ranger slash cleric.
As you stand back up, you can see like the glint in his eyes. There's a smile there, and he says, "When you draw the bow, you will hear the voice of Cain telling you to bring swift death to their enemies. And if you respond with, I bring the wrath of Cain, then the enemy you are targeting will become your sworn enemy for 7 days or until they die."
The Hunter's Mark.
Because what you've just received is an oath bow. Happy birthday, my friend.
Happy
Thank you.
birthday.
It's an oath bow.
Happy birthday!
Just that. If you use the command word when you target an enemy, it becomes your sworn enemy until it dies or 7 days. You can have one such sworn enemy at a time. When they die, you can choose a new one after the next dawn. When you make a ranged attack against your sworn enemy, you have advantage on the roll. In addition, they have no benefit from cover, and you suffer no disadvantage due to long range. If the attack hits, they take an extra 3d6 damage.
Hmm.
While your sworn enemy lives, you have disadvantage on attack rolls with all other weapons.
Against them or against everyone?
You have disadvantage on all attack rolls with other weapons.
Okay.
But it's when you target something with the bow. So if you're going to have the bow in your hands,
Yeah.
realistically, you're going to kill them unless they get away.
Got it.
And with that, honestly, I think that's probably a good place to stop for tonight.
Well, I'll just, for the trip to Clark-Rond, I'll just take the bow back into private quarters and just kind of pray to Cain.
What do you say?
I'll say the Dark Elves can win. But this slaughter has to stop. I'll carry out your bidding, but this isn't working.
Roll a D100 for me. So you're in like the crew compartment. You just alone, silently praying, and after your prayer, you sit there for a moment, and all you hear is the creaking of the wood and winds through like small gaps in the rigging above. You feel no presence, no response.
That's okay.
I do
I'll just
have.
sit there and
Oh, good.
think about it.
I did have one thing I want to do before the end of the session.
Okay, yeah, what do you want?
I would like to, at some point on the journey back, summon Toot Toot to have a quick little conversation.
Okay.
And once Toot Toot's there, it's, hey there, little buddy. Good to see you. Sorry about the business back there in Karan Kar.
I just want a quick refresher. Since he got killed by the Hydra, you have not resummoned him, right?
I
don't think
did.
so.
We
He
did.
did
We
once.
went back
did.
to the
Once?
Hydra cave.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
because he asked if he could take some questions to the his contractee
yeah, he stood as
or his
witness
contractor.
as to me being questioned about my
Right. Yes. Okay, I remember now. Sorry, you're gonna have to repeat what you said because I've
So
already forgotten
I
it.
said, hey there, little buddy. Sorry about that business back there in Karan Kar. I have good news.
Yes.
I believe we were successful in closing the Slaanesh portal. I'm sure the queen already knows that.
She is aware.
But yeah, I just wanted to give a report, and then I'll just fill him in on the details of what happened, what we saw, and ask if I have any new instructions.
Instructions are the same. Nothing's changed. You're still to proceed on your task.
Okay. Well, have a good vacation, and then I'll send him back.
And he poofs. He's gone. You've noticed, like, the entire time you're having this conversation, he still looks very unimpressed with you.
That's fair. That's it.
Okay. Anyone else want to do anything before we call it quits for the night?
We don't happen to have any just random paper on hand, do we?
Is the money amount being split evenly?
We haven't done that yet. We're gonna do
We'll
that
do the
off
math
Yeah,
later.
do that. Yeah, off stream doesn't need to be
Okay.
done now.
Yeah, because there's a fair amount of cash monies to split.
Then we got to sell stuff as well.
Yeah, but I figured we're gonna do the selling stuff in Ulthuan or not here in Nagaroth.
It's probably fair.
But that's just me. But no, you said we had a painting.
Oh yeah.
There was a roll
Yeah?
of painting. I would like to slowly unroll it. Does anything crazy happen, or is it just it's a rolled up painting?
It's Gray from League of Extraordinary Gentlemen.
He's not from that. You know that, right?
I know.
It is a
Okay.
piece of paper with 100 glyphs of wording on it.
The painting depicts very graphically lewd scenes of forbidden pleasures.
Okay.
Dibs.
If I tips. We don't have any other paper on hand, do we? I don't
I mean,
think so.
I assume there would be paper aboard the ship.
Okay, I'd like to scrounge up some paper and start working on some blueprints for a triple-barreled pistol handgun.
Okay. You're gonna make me have to like figure out how to do that.
You mean
Great.
Tobias's wand of
And
blasting?
on that
Or you
fantastic
could
note.
have Calgar
Or
fully draw up the plans that I had him do on his plans on Bastion.
Don't do that to the guy.
I kind of want to see the drawings, so just for shits and giggles, go ahead and do it.
Okay, yeah, for shits and giggles, I can. I have to go out and buy a notebook now because I don't actually have paper.
Do it in paint, dude.
The heck you want me to do in paint? Hello,
3D paint
here
on
is
a
stick
computer?
figure.
Your best.
Do a bad drawing of a 3-barreled handgun, and like
Paint.
label it as close as you could, like for schematics.
Yeah, no, I'll draw up some schematics, even if it's on my paper, paper towels.
do the old bar napkin.
I mean, it's what I did. No, yeah, I did do
Yeah,
that one
that's what
time.
you did do that a couple
I did
times.
I did it for my all-purpose tool. I was literally napkin notes.
Yep.
Whatever works for you, buddy.
Yeah, no,
And
I will find a way. But yeah, I'll draw up something.
All right, cool. So, in that case, I think we're good to call it for tonight. And yeah, we'll pick up next time. We will go. You'll drop in at Clark Rond and see what you're doing there before you head off to finding your way back to Altwon.
Okay.
Have a good one, everybody.
Bye.
Have a wonderful
Have a good
time.
night.
Bye.